It's like, what were you doing with my drapes? The drapes that were hanging in the apartment. I never got the answer to that. Hi, this is Kari from Sky Properties, and today we're talking about the timing of advertising. I think the important part of getting the timing down right, it's not to waste your money. You want to make sure that you start your advertising early enough to make sure that your unit is not sitting vacant any longer than it has to, but you also don't want to start it so early that you're paying for something that you can't show. I can look at a unit and tell you whether it's going to take me 3 days or 3 months, although rarely does something take me 3 months, but however, lately I do have clients that have long-term holds that want to completely redo everything in their units, including the plumbing, removing walls, and so on. So you want to make sure that you start your advertising about 2 weeks before you think you can have a realistic move-in date. You don't want to show it during construction. You don't want to show it while it's dirty. I would say that you could show it before someone moves out if you're not doing a major remodel and that tenant's very clean and very willing. Then I do say go ahead and move forward with that. Otherwise, I would say you want to time everything out. You also want to make sure with your tenant that their move-out date is not negotiable. In other words, you want to make sure that they're not buying a house and that the date could change before starting your advertising. For your paid advertising that's expensive, you want to nail that down as much as possible, which means you might not be able to start until the week before instead of 2 weeks before. But on the free sites, I would say go ahead and start your advertising and see what the interest is. If you have a ton of interest, you might want to think about changing the price. It could be too much, it could be too little. You want to make sure you redo your market survey to make sure that your price is right on target, so that when you do start your advertising, you know what that unit's worth. So I think signs are great. A sign out in front of a building can serve many purposes. Pre-leasing or putting someone on a waiting list is one of them, and I think that's a huge advantage, especially at buildings where there's not a lot of vacancies in the neighborhood. You can get a pretty good list of people that want to rent. There's really no disadvantage to a sign except for maybe the initial cost. At our buildings, we have a permanent sign with Sky Properties name and logo. We have a very good reputation with tenants. So sometimes people will stop by just because they see that it's a Sky building. And again, for neighborhoods that there's not a lot of vacancy, those signs can really help your bottom line, really help your income.